Myoho Renge Kyo, Myoho Renge Kyo, Myoho Renge Kyo.
About the three treasures. You know anything about that? I know a little bit. What did you want to know? So the first two are pretty straightforward. What is it? The treasures of the storehouse. That would be like cars, money, houses, right? Is that right? Yeah, so far so good. And then treasures of the body is good health. Yep. Okay, so how would you describe treasures of the heart? Well, treasures of the heart are the most important. I mean, for one thing, they're more permanent than the other two. And treasures of the heart can lead to getting more of the other two, treasures of the storehouse and treasures of the body. Okay. I mean, let's say somebody has a lot of money, they can make bad investments and lose the whole thing, right? Right. And just because you have good health, it doesn't mean you can't get sick, right? Right. But you still haven't told me what treasures of the heart are. Okay. Let me try to give you an example. So, let's say somebody has a bad temper, right? They go to work, they get into an argument, and then later on that night they come home and instead of fuming about it, which we tend to do, right? They sit down in front of their altar and they chant about it, they pray about it. And you don't know this yet, but chanting puts you in a really good mood. Kind of for no reason at all. You just, when you chant, you get in a good mood and you tend to see things from like a higher perspective. And so when you're chanting about something like this, you can start to see that, well, you know, maybe part of that was my fault or there were other contributing factors, and it's easier to forgive and forget. Okay, I'm with you. I mean, maybe you even get to feeling so good about the situation, you start to pray for the other person's happiness, which I myself have done on many occasions in similar situations. Oh yeah, you used to have a pretty bad temper. Oh yes, I did. I still remember the Hot Wheels incident of 1967. Can we move on? Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so back to our example. So let's say, you know, the next day the person goes back to work, and instead of holding a grudge, which, you know, sometimes we do, you know, they've already sort of chanted it through, so to speak. They've already forgiven the person up here and in here. And so the situation's not going to carry on. They're probably just going to things are going to smooth right out because your attitude's better. So what happens is when you sort of rinse and repeat, you do this over and over a period of time, you're using the sort of what we call in Buddhism prayer in action. That's the strategy of the Lotus Sutra. You would, in this case, develop patience because you're going through the same situation over and over. It just happens internally, and it's what we call an inconspicuous benefit, or a treasure of the heart. Patience would be a treasure of the heart. Make sense? You know, that makes perfect sense. I mean, and what you said before, you said that the treasures of the heart can lead to the other two treasures, and I can see that. So, okay, that person is going to get in less arguments. He's going to be more productive at work, which might lead to a promotion. And he's going to be less stressed because he's not always fighting with everybody. And so he's going to have better health, treasures of the body, right? Yeah, no ulcers, right? But the cool thing is that basically the same strategy or the same process works to develop courage, compassion, persistence. All these things are what we call treasures of the heart or inconspicuous benefits, but they're the most important thing because they're long-lasting and they lead to the other two, and they just tend to make your life happier. in general. And I would think that, becoming wiser would be in there somewhere. Oh yeah, definitely. You know what? I want to try out this Buddhist practice. Wow, that's awesome, Jimmy. I promise you, you will not regret it.
Namyo Renge Kyo, Namyo Renge Kyo, Namyo